Well, joining us from London is Lilit Gevorgyan. She's a country risk analyst at IHS Group. Lilit, to first tell us how much these sanctions actually hurt Russia. And we're talking about the sanctions against the individuals.
Well, in the short term, really, it's a slap on a wrist. It's not really going to have a significant impact in terms of the trade volumes or commercial relations between EU, US and Russia. But I have to emphasize that even the talk of sanctions and current standoff has already taken a toll on the Russian ruble and Russian companies, as we've seen the equity markets also punishing the Russian companies for the uncertainty and diplomatic standoff.
We understand, Lilit, that more sanctions may come if Russia doesn't de-escalate the situation, a third phase of EU sanctions. I mean, is the EU really willing to go ahead with bigger sanctions that may affect trade with Russia when the EU really needs Russian trade and needs the gas as well?
Well, indeed, and this is why EU particularly, that has so many commercial relations and ties with Russia, has been almost dragging its feet and hoping and leaving that door for Moscow to open and take the opportunity for a diplomatic resolution of the situation. And Russia as well, you know, there is a reckoning, and there are already statements emerging from within the government suggesting that the economy is not necessarily looking strong. There is also talk of stagnation in 2014. So there is this interdependence that both sides are potentially considering. And to answer your question, indeed, EU will be reluctant to go into harsh economic sanctions because it's interconnectedness with Russia, because it will suffer as well from those sanctions, because most likely Russia will mirror them.
Talk to us, Lilit, about the Ukrainian economy, because some of the sanctions that were introduced also target Ukrainian individuals, but the economy as a whole has been in real trouble over the past couple of months, and now there's a political crisis as well.
To be honest, the sanctions do not really have significant immediate impact on the Ukrainian economy per se. But what we're seeing is the Ukrainian economy is deteriorating, and this is because of the ongoing political standoff. Russia is a very important economic partner for Ukraine. Ukraine totally depends on this country for its energy inputs, and now seeing part of Ukraine, Crimea, splitting away, this is a loss that that is only deepening the political crisis. For Ukrainian economy to start healing, it needs to deal with the political crisis to start with. It also has to deal with the internal political crisis with the eastern regions. The country is unable to borrow on capital markets effectively. It solely relies on this promised help from IMF and other international donors. But again, this will come when there is some sort of stability and there are austerity measures attached to it. To implement these austerity measures, you need the political stability and unity within the country, and some sort of normalcy with Russia.
Okay, Lilit Gevorgyan, thank you very much for joining us from London.